everybody, it's Katie. I am a little less than 2 weeks away from delivering our sweet girl, and I wanted to go through my postpartum stash that I have here in this basket that says baby things. It should probably say mommy things because this is all for me. So after having our first daughter, I realized that there was a lot probably that I should have done as far as preparing for myself, but I didn't really know that, I didn't know what to expect. And at the end, I kind of got a little overwhelmed and I didn't know what to do. So these are things that I have learned about and have used myself. And so this time I'm going to be prepared. When I come home with a brand new baby, I am going to have this stuff ready. So I will talk about these in just a few minutes, but this is a container of Tux wipes. Tux wipes are going to be really, really important. You're going to want them. Take them out, set them down there, leave them in. Perfect. Tux wipes are good. So we're going to have those. I have also ordered a Earth Mama Angel Baby. I actually really like Earth Mama Angel Baby. I haven't tried these yet, but I've read a lot of really great things about them. These are postpartum bath herbs. And so I'm pretty excited about giving these a try. I've got these. I have, if you don't know what this lovely thing is, this lovely pink thing, which I actually think that my dad or my husband went out for afterwards. This is a sitz bath. There's cords or tubes that come with it where you can do you can go really in depth, but if you don't want to, that's fine. You just set it on the toilet. Put some nice warm water in there, add Epsom salt, which I have a big bag of, and just kind of hang out for a little while and soak, and it is glorious. So this will be here waiting for me when I get home with my Epsom salt, which also when you get ready to take a bath or when you're okay to take a bath, dumping a bunch of Epsom salt in the bath is also really helpful too. So I have the big bag for that reason. This is not even close to how many of these I have, but I thought that I would just bring these out here. I've definitely got some pads like the overnight, and then I have a few of the thin ones for when things start to kind of slow down a little bit. So like I said, I definitely have more, but I didn't need to bring them all. So I've got these. Now I don't know if you guys know what these are, but these will be your best friend. These are peri bottles, perinatal bottles, spray bottles. Basically, you don't want to wipe when you come home or when you use the restroom. You don't want to wipe. It's just, you just don't want to. So you fill this up with, you take one of them out, fill it up with warm water, and you basically just kind of rinse off, and then maybe take a paper towel or a washcloth if that's what you're going to use, and you just very gently blot. There's no wiping. You don't want to wipe. But these are nice because it helps you feel like, okay, everything's getting cleaned and washed, and it definitely helps with feeling a little more fresh, honestly. So those, then I have this type of lanolin, the Medela Tender Care. I use this mostly with my daughter. I also used some of the Earth Mama Angel Baby, which I have here in this bag that I will show you. I have a few Earth Mama Angel Baby products in here. I have the nipple butter, which I am excited to use. Like I said, I mostly use the Medela, but I hear a little princess in my video. She's whispering. So if you're wondering what that is, that's my little sweet bee. So anyway, this is the nipple butter, which I am going to be using. I'll probably try this first, just because, like I said, really like Earth Mama Angel Baby. And then this is, excuse me, the Mama Bottom Balm, which I used last time, and it was amazing. It says on the back, naturally cooling balm for prenatal hemorrhoids and postpartum soreness. It's non-toxic. I can pretty much read to you everything that's in here. Well, maybe not. Some of these are the scientific names, so maybe I couldn't, but I can tell you, I mean, I know what most of these things are because they tell you what it is. So it's not, you know, red number 5 and things that you're kind of like, should I be putting down there? But anyway, I used this last time and loved it. And it smells kind kind of refreshing, a little bit minty maybe. So, hi Pumpkin, yeah. What do you think? Does it smell good or is it stinky?
It smells good.
Good.
The butter is stew.
The butter is stew, that's right. Okay, so if you want to stay with Mama, why don't you come stand here, or if you want to go sit down over there, you can do that too. You want to sit here?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, sit right here.
Smell the butter.
Okay, that sounds good. But I need you to be quiet, okay? All right, now last in this little bag here is the New Mama bottom spray. Now I was a little unsure about this the first time because
Can you please open this?
I can. I was a little unsure about this because spraying something, I don't know, but it's naturally cooling perennial mist for prenatal hemorrhoids and postpartum soreness. So you can either spray this directly on your bits or you can spray it onto a pad and it actually kind of has about the same effect. So I'm actually probably going to take this to the hospital with me, but it's here also for me when I get home. Alright, so those are my Earth Mama Angel Baby items. Now there's just a couple other things here that I pulled off to the side. This one here is the Lily Pads. These are silicone nursing pads, and this doesn't have so much to do with healing, but I do have to tell you that these are probably the most amazing nursing pads that I've found because it's almost like a contact, actually. So it fits right over your, fits right onto your eye. This is about the same. So you take it and you kind of fold it outward, you press it on, and then it basically adheres really nicely to your breast. And it's great because if there's a little leakage, then it actually will hold it there. Now, not a lot, so don't go thinking this is gonna save you if you have a lot of letdown or if you're leaking really badly, it won't. But for going out, it's a really nice option. So these are pretty amazing. I have a big box of the ultra thin nursing pads. These are just the disposable ones I'll probably have for sleeping and just being around the house when I don't want to wear these. I usually use these mostly for when I start to venture out of the house. So I've got the ultra thin disposable nursing pads that I'm going to have here. And then last but not least, hi, why don't you sit right here? I haven't tried this yet, so I don't know if it's going to work or much about it, but this is a postpartum support shapewear. It's a belt, and there's, I think, 2 or 3 different ways you can wear it. When I had her last time, I remember driving, it was a few weeks after having her, and I remember driving, sitting in my car and just feeling like my innards were not, it just felt like things were just not in the right place. They probably weren't. But it just felt weird, and I just felt funny inside. And I talked to a friend about it, and she said, well, try a postpartum support belt. It kind of helps hold everything in. And so this time around, a sweet friend purchased it for me for my baby shower, and I'm gonna give it a try. I'm really excited about it. So I will update you on this at some point on whether or not I thought it was worth it. Okay, so there's just a few other things that I wanted to talk about here in my basket. I will need to put these back in the freezer really soon, but this is the first batch of padsicles that I have made, and I also did a video on how I made them. Certainly nothing, it's nothing new, but I did do a video on how I made them. So I've got about 15 of them. I'll probably make another batch just so I have a few more. But basically what it is it's an overnight pad. You open it up, you put, well, what I did is I put witch hazel on it, and then I also smeared some aloe vera gel on there, and then I just folded them all back up. You can see they're nicely in their little wrappers, and then they'll go in the freezer. So I have these, which I'm excited about. I didn't do this last time, so I'm hopeful that they'll work out really well. I did something similar, but I didn't do this exact thing last time. But as I was reading through the many websites, I found someone talked about using these ladies' Depends because as these start to melt, they might get a little drippy. And so I thought, well, I don't want to make a mess in my bed, even though I have prepared for that. I would rather not make a mess in the bed. So I purchased some of these ladies' Depends. So my plan is when I get home, I will probably go through these. I'll use one of these, and then I'll use this, the ladies' Depends, and then that way it catches everything, and when I'm done, I just take it all off and throw it away. promise I'm usually not a very wasteful person. However, in this situation, this is the way it's going to be. So these are the last two things that I wanted to talk about, and I hope that you find some of it helpful, and if I remember anything else, then I will certainly update you guys, or if something else pops up after her birth that I wished that I had or that I found really helpful, I'll definitely let you guys know as well. But I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm glad I have it all here versus having to send out my husband or my dad to the store or wait for Amazon. Even though we have Prime, doesn't really matter. Instead of having to wait, we'll have it all here. So I'm feeling pretty good about the postpartum section. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.